I just got woken up by my nap because what just happened to the crypto market? As soon as I uploaded my previous video, I think some external news came about and just plummeted all these coins, guys. Right? That's the most funniest thing ever. So let's talk about it because that's crazy. Now, this was the cherry on top. I'll talk about the external news later in today's video, but first I want to talk about XRP because this just came out. SEC vs. Ripple. In light of the pending motion for an indicative ruling, the parties have requested that the Second Circuit continue to hold the appeals in abeyance, with the SEC to file a status report by August 15th of 2025. We have our date and we have our timeline. That's all I wanted to know, and I knew it's probably going to get delayed. I even said that in yesterday's video, guys, right? Just because, in my humble opinion, the charts aren't ready. I'm going to explain how this ties into the charts magically. Translation: the SEC and Ripple have filed a status report with the Second Circuit and are asking to keep it a pause on the appeals while waiting on a decision from the district court. Right now, this isn't a bearish thing to say the least, guys. In actual reality, yes, it's bullish. Right? It still strongly supports the fact that the case is over, folks. Right? This just gives them time to file correctly with the two courts. Here's my thing. Here's my game plan on what's really going on. Because honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'll be honest because I'm truthful. I honestly thought, I was honestly confused because I was asking, wait, how are cryptos pumping when you guys know, right, hasn't stopped? Okay, so good thing that we have some guide now that it's all starting to make sense, guys, because right after we dumped, but this dump, the news came about right now, by the way. So this dump, it wasn't attached to this dump. This dump happened just earlier, just a little bit ago. Now, I honestly think go up and never stop. The time when XRP bottoms out is gonna be end of this month to end of next month. Okay, the reason being that I still say this, right? Even though I'm so bullish, guys, I don't know what's going on with my alerts. Now they just removed. Nice. I don't know. Now I have to reset them up, guys. Is that the issue here is, do the market makers want, before they pump XRP to new all-time highs, do they want to leave this liquidity down below? Look how much liquidity is being built. They come down for it. They don't take it. They took it here, but then they pumped it again, right? They come down for it. They don't take it. What's happening here? It's like they're trying to play games with us, right? They keep coming down, but then they're like, nope, psych, let's pump it. It's the most craziest thing I've ever noticed, guys. So are we bullish or bearish? Now, there's a few factors that come into play with this, because if we look behind the indicators, right, or within some indicators, XRP Bollinger Bands are tightening. Every time we have seen this happen, you know what happens next, right? So with XRP, what do you notice? When it like touches this green line, guys, right? It becomes volatile. Let's say XRP does, right? And as well as we're in a pattern right here. This top trend line is still holding us down, folks. We need to break above, right? The thing is, I was going to long to what happened here? Let me check. Oh, by the way, look at that. It actually came in the last video. I said if it comes down to 220, it literally touched 220. By the way, literally, right? Exactly to a T. Look at this. 220 was hit. That's insane, guys. Right? I don't have any XRP too long, so I didn't. I thought they were gonna come down here in a couple days or so I could just buy some XRP here soon, and then maybe document my journey. Hopefully, I do well in trading XRP. But thus far, it does look a little bit strange, doesn't it? Right? We pump with so much uncertainty in the markets and the world, and then we dump. Like it's like a pump and dump, and that's not only for XRP, that's for Bitcoin and everything else, right? And then the charts are looking crazy. The charts are looking crazy. Another one, if you look to XRP versus Bitcoin, look at this, guys. Now you tell me if you, okay, let's say you had billions of dollars, okay, and you control bots that control the markets, and you see that right here, all throughout here, there's like hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to be taken for free. What would you do? Would you pump the asset and leave that money behind, or just take it, then pump it afterwards. A or B, right? Exactly. If you think like a market maker, you can't be played by one. The issue here still remains, there is liquidity. This XRP versus Bitcoin down below. And all XRP needs to do here is literally this. Just come down, go up. What even is the drop on that? The drop is maximum a 30% drop. Maximum. That's it. Right? And it could happen in a single day. So don't be afraid, folks. There could be something that saves XRP here. Purpose Investments is set to launch the Purpose XRP ETF on Toronto Stock Exchange Wednesday, June 18th, after receiving final regulatory approval from OSC. Right? This is launching tomorrow, and we did say when ETFs are launched, it could be like a warning signal. It depends, right? Because we have to wait for tomorrow. I would say wait for tomorrow. Just for the proof in the pudding. Franklin Templeton is applying for a spot XRP ETF, and the decision is tomorrow, guys. If it gets approved, it's good in the long term. Short term, I believe there's going to be volatility because Bitcoin was volatile when they approved Bitcoin as well. The reason why this is so bullish long term, right, when it does get approved, I don't know if it will tomorrow. We'll see. But it doesn't matter because medium to long term is going to be very bullish. The reason why, because it's not only just one institution, it's multiple, right? Franklin Templeton, only just one, manages $1.5 trillion in assets. Imagine a bunch of money pouring in. You know what's going to happen? Exactly. Push prices to euphoria until euphoria kicks in, right? Then I think the reason why the case is being delayed is obviously because XRP is probably not ready for that move higher. Number two is I think they want these other ETFs to get passed first and these other bills, right? So it's like the cherry on top will be the on paper, the case is 100% concluded and it's time to roar. Final passage votes on the Genius Act will take place tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Yes, this is the last vote the bill will see in Senate before moving on to the House. Happens tomorrow. Right? So there's still a bunch of news incoming, guys. The Genius Act opens the floodgates. Is that why the case is being delayed? It looks to me like it is. It's so everything else is set in place, and then they're just going to flood it, literally. And let David Schwartz explain right here, because the Genius Act connects to stablecoins.
The best example of this that we can all see clearly is stablecoins. There is not a more institutional product than stablecoins in existence. They're launched by institutions. Their direct customers are institutions.
Yeah, it's like the perfect transition, right, for institutions or for TradFi to enter the cryptocurrency market through stablecoins. Beautiful. It's actually a checkmate move or a chess move.
But we've seen billions of dollars of DeFi impact from these stablecoins. These stablecoins are used for collateral, for payment, for loans, in trustless ecosystems on public layer ones. Institutional products provide the tools for developers to build on top. And the XRP ledger is evolving to support these real institutional financial use cases without losing its core values. The whole point is to provide tools that will enable the next wave of retail mass adoption DeFi. The best example of this.
So we'll see, guys. Yeah, I mean, wow, we're probably gonna pump, aren't we? Right? It seems like the markets don't really care about any negative news. President Trump's Truth Social files for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. Then Michael Saylor buys $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. This man is not stopping at all. Why? Metaplanet bought 16 billion yen worth of Bitcoin. Right? So things, I don't know, it looked like everything was looking amazing. United States and UK officially signed documents to finalize a new trade deal. Right? Trades were taking place today. United States president says that I now wants to make a deal. Right? Everything was looking good. Perhaps even the Fed was possibly going to announce, or if everything was looking good and, you know, maybe the black swan wasn't going to accelerate, they could have honestly cut, right? Go for a cut in the coming 1 day and 15 hours, right? It's literally zero now. There's a 0.2% chance for the Fed to cut. 99.8% chance they're going to hold rates. I don't know. Things were looking good. But all of a sudden, it all turned down. Everyone I know in the United States government is which is a lot of people is rushing back to office right now, as is President Trump. Whatever they have planned is very big and very real. China calls all its citizens to leave immediately. That other side, the left side. Then Russia orders the citizens to leave the left side immediately. Then Trump says everyone should immediately leave the right side. Right? James Wan is coming out. We may see some black swan events in the next couple days here. Okay, so which is why I'll be very careful. Remember, when the Fed goes live, okay, during this Wednesday, he is the puppet that controls it all. Due to he's being controlled himself. Right? Oil prices were going down. Things were looking good. Even the markets are looking crazy, because how is cryptos holding up when all this is happening? To all who are calling for, what's going on, right? If we were entering this, the S&P wouldn't be 2% away from all-time highs. It would actually be minus 30%. Gold will be flying like never before, but it isn't. Why? Maybe because we won't see this, right? Which is why cryptos aren't dumping as heavy. That's crazy. We are pumping. Okay? Here's what you need to watch here. 250. If we tag 250, probably new all-time highs will get reached, and then 285 is the heavenly doors open. Just two levels, 250 and 285. If we go to 250, we're probably just gonna go to new all-time highs. Yeah, that's crazy. How are cryptos holding up this strong? Is my question, right? When the world is this uncertain. Oh, you know why? I think Gregory Mannarino said it before, that this is actually bullish for markets. Why? Markets need liquidity. Markets need money. Markets want uncertainty. What this does is it brings all that. This is one bird that does so many things to so many birds. Right? It's one stone, guys. Which is a mechanism to print a lot of money. Right? To fund this, which the markets love. Is that why we're not dumping from Trump? He said they should have made a deal. They didn't. Right? So he's saying everyone should just be careful over there and leave the other on the right side. Right? So oil is moving back up, guys. I don't know. It seems like it's a very volatile, very, very volatile market. We're dumping and pumping. Just be very careful. All I know is probably end of this month to July is when we'll fly to new all-time highs. No, I think it starts end of next month to new all-time highs and August timeframe. Now, in each device, let's see what happens. But things are honestly crazy. For sure it is. What is that? So face me says, see ya.